right now we're going to be mincing our garlic, cutting our garlic up. I got 3 cloves here. That's what the recipe calls for. Remember, crush first, cut the ends off, remove the peeling, the outside peel, and chop. You want it to be pretty finely chopped, so try as best you can to get it as chopped as good as you can. Remember, your hands are going to stink after this, so wash them very good. Move our first set out of the way, and you got 2 more to do. Ah, one shot at me. That's not good. Oh well. The more you chop garlic, the better at it you will get, and you'll learn how some techniques. I probably don't know some good techniques, but if you do, hey, that's great. Okay, so I have my pot here ready to boil, trying to boil some water here. It's on a high heat. It's almost there, ready to boil. I have my pasta ready. We're using fettuccine noodles by Barella. I don't know how to say that word. But anyways, we're using fettuccine noodles. Fettuccine noodles are one of my favorites, by the way. I hope someday I learn how to make my own noodles, and I will not give up on that goal. I have my other pot here ready to put my butter and salt and garlic in to get that started, and hopefully by the time this one's done, the noodles will be ready to dump in there. So I'll keep you posted on that one. So the pot's boiling now, and it's ready for the noodles to be put in. I always break my noodles over top of the boiling water. I don't know how you all do it, but that's just what I do. And also, I put a little bit of salt in the water as well. That way, it will not boil over. Well, it's to help eliminate that. I use a whole box of the noodles. Fork. Make sure all the noodles are in the water, and that way they'll get cooked down. Now with this I have my shrimp and butter out, and I'm going to be adding it to this pot, and I'm going to show you what we're doing with the shrimp. Okay, so we have fresh caught shrimp. I don't know how on earth they find shrimp this big here in Hawaii. I've dove Hawaii for years and yet to find shrimp this big. But we cut off the head and we cut off the tail. We gotta clean the shrimp, so then I slowly stick my knife up underneath the skin and start removing slowly. You want to get all of the skin off of the shrimp because that hard shell actually will not taste too awfully good when you're biting down on the fettuccine. And you're not going to want to try to peel shrimp while you're eating your fettuccine, so it just makes sense to go ahead and get it all cleaned out. Now, you see this black line in here? That needs to be removed. So we come through, try to get that, and we push all that up. Just part of cleaning the shrimp, you know. Alright. Now, once we got that done, we're going to cut this shrimp. So, cut it, set it to the side, and something I don't have out here, I need to get me a plate to put this on. So give me a second. Now, remember when handling seafood, afterwards always wash your hands very good. Never can tell what's in, where the seafood was caught or what have you. So always wash your hands very, very good after handling seafood. See, my noodles are boiling over there, so that's a good sign. Remove head, remove tail, the shell started. Well, it's a shell or skin or what have you. I don't know what exactly is on the shrimp, the hard shell or what it is. I just call it a shell. Now, again with that black line. And then we cut. And since I have a lot of these to do, I will see you back after I get these cut. So while I was cutting the shrimp, I noticed my noodles got done, and they're boiling like crazy now. So let's take them off the heat and double check the noodles here. Handy dandy fork. Yeah, they appear to be done. So let's turn off that heat. Them sit and simmer for a second while we finish up here. Now we have our garlic in there. I got the butter out. I'm going to add some butter. And then we're going to turn that on. About 6, why not? We're going to be in here watching it anyway, so that's it's quite all right. We're going to let that melt. I will see you here in a second. Now, our shrimp is looking really good. It's all ready. We're going to slowly add in our spinach. I have cut the spinach, I've washed it thoroughly, and with the spinach you only cook it until it starts wilting. So it's okay, add all that in, it'll be fine. So then as that's cooking down, we are going to be getting our noodles strained and ready to go. What about seasoning? Well, seasoning will come here in a second, and it's just a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. I'm going to add a little pinch of rosemary to it, as well as some oregano, and that way we can get this tasting really good. And you can put whatever you want into it. This is just how I like cooking it. Spinach is getting cooked down really good, and believe it or not, the spinach cooks fast, so you don't have to sit there and say, oh, it's not cooking fast enough. It cooks really fast, so no worries on that. It's just give it time, it'll cook. Alright, so the spinach is cooked down. Now we need to add some heavy cream to the mix. And heavy cream, we're going to be adding 1.5 cups of heavy cream. I'm using Dairy Pure heavy cream. One and a half cups. 1 cup and 1.5, right about there. Now slowly add this to it. Let that come to a boil, and it's going to be a little bit for it to boil. It's quite all right. Just takes it a second. Since you just pulled it out of the refrigerator, it's going to take it a little while to heat up. Okay, while the heavy cream is coming up to boil and to a simmer, and getting its thick sauce-like, I'm going to go ahead and chop some parsley that we will be adding to the mix. I like using fresh parsley, I really do, even though your hands and everything gets really stinky afterwards. So remember, wash your hands. The smells and everything stay on you for a long time. Parsley is, I don't know any good way to chop parsley, I really don't. So if anybody knows of a way, please let me know. Now we add just a little bit to the mix, and I sprinkle it all around in this mix. Now, with that, always stir and watch your mix. Always watch your mix. Remember, you have your shrimp in here as well. So once this thing starts coming up to a boil, turn it down. It's quite all right. You just want it to simmer after that. Simmer for about 5 minutes, and everything will be cooking great. And remember, once you add your noodles in, you gotta stir this stuff into it. So make sure you stir and keep stirring, because all this needs to be mixed in with it. All right. But while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and add our seasonings. A touch of pepper. Let me grab my spoon here. Just a touch of pepper. Sprinkle it in there. Pinch of rosemary. That gets sprinkled in as well. Stir. Now, add a little bit of oregano. Believe it or not, oregano goes good with everything. Let that simmer for just a little bit. I already added some salt in earlier, so we're good there. Plus the noodles have some salt in with them since they were boiled in the salt. You let this simmer. Okay, so the sauce has been simmering for quite a little bit of time. Now we start slowly adding in our noodles. Our noodles are still quite hot. I don't know why. They have plenty of time to cool down. But that's okay. The hotter they are, the better they are. Remember, stir all this in. Let me grab a spoon. Spatula's not working there, so let me grab a spoon. get the spoon going. This is looking good, guys. I tell you, this is looking really good. That heavy cream is doing wonders here. Now, guess what else we add? Guess what time it is? It's time to add some cheese to the mix. And lucky me, I use Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle some in, mix it around, and as you're stirring, you can even sprinkle in as you're stirring. Just fold it in there. The sauce is going to get rich and creamy. Hold on to your pan tight while you're stirring this in, or your pot rather. I'm sorry, I call this pan. I call everything pan, I really do. Man. And then knock all that stuff off your spoon. Oh man. There we go. Then we will let it simmer some more. And while it's doing that, I will see you all in a minute. Okay, so this has simmered pretty good. And now we are going to try this. Oh my gosh, looky there. So let's try this, see how it is. Oh my gosh. That is really good. Very good. Remember, practice makes perfect. Cooking is an adventure. So get off the couch, get in the kitchen, and cook. You too can make a delicious meal. Be on the lookout. Soon, my cookbook will be coming out. That'd be all for today.